So girls, today's topic is types of collisions. In yesterday's class, we have discussed what is collision. It is the phenomenon of interacting two bodies, exchanging their momentum. So when two bodies strike with each other, they exchange their momentum, they share their momentum. And also we have discussed the condition which is followed in the collision. Linear momentum is conserved. Total momentum before and after collision is equal. Now, in this class, we will discuss types of collision. So, there are three types of collisions. Today, we are going to discuss these three types. So, the first type, this is elastic collision. This type is called elastic collision. And the second type is inelastic. Third one is completely perfect inelastic. I'll tell you the difference also. So these are the three types of the collisions. Let us discuss these three types. How we can classify the collisions into three categories: elastic, inelastic, perfect inelastic. Okay, so let us start. Here now I consider two objects which are moving in the same direction for our convenience. So this is the object 1 and this is the object 2, and the first object, it has the mass m1, and the second object has the mass m2. Both are moving in the same direction. So direction is also indicated by the arrow mark. This is the direction of the first object. This is the direction of the second object, and they are moving with initial velocities. So first object has the initial velocity u1, and the initial velocity of the second object is u2, and they collide with each other. So when they collide with each other, so they are in contact with each other. So they are in contact with each other. During this collision, they apply force. So this is the force applied by the first object, and this is the force applied by the second object. After that, they move with different velocities. So this is the first mass, and this is the second mass, and they are moving with different velocities. So this is the direction of the uh, first mass here. So this is direction of the first mass, and this is the direction of the second mass, and their velocities here. So this is u1, u2 are the initial velocities. v1 is the final velocity of the first object, and v2 final velocity of the second object. Now, so this is the collision. Both are moving along the same straight line. So we have discussed linear momentum during this collision. So this is mass m1, mass of the first object, and m2, mass of the second object. Now how can we classify these three: elastic, inelastic, and completely inelastic? Okay, coming to the first one, elastic. How can we say this type of the collision is elastic? So the collision is classified according to the kinetic energy. As the two objects m1 and m2 are moving, they have kinetic energy. So kinetic energy, this is calculated before and after the collision also. So here the kinetic energy of the total system is two masses. So for the first mass m1, u1 square. So this is kinetic energy of the first mass plus m2 u2 square. kinetic energy before the collision. This is. And next, after the collision, what's the kinetic energy of the two masses? The first mass is moving with the velocity v1, second mass is moving with the velocity v2 after the collision. So, after the collision, their kinetic energy is 1 by 2 m1 v1 square for the first mass, and this is m1 by 2 m2 v2 square for the second mass. So this is initial one, this is initial, and this is final. This is after the one, after collision. So these two are the kinetic energies. So we can denote this one with KE1, total initial kinetic energy before the collision for the system. And this one, final one, this is denoted with KE2. We denote this one. Yes. So here we have two important points. First one, whether this total kinetic energy before the collision, before they collide, before they strike, their total kinetic energy sum, if it is equal to the kinetic energy after the collision or also or not. So based on this only we will classify these two. Three questions, three are there, 3 points. So for this elastic one, elastic collision, this one, KE1. So KE1, that is the total kinetic energy before the collision, half m1 u1 square plus half m2 square equals to KE2. So this is the first one here. This is the condition for elastic collision. So this is elastic collision. During this elastic collision, total kinetic energy of the two masses before and after is equal. So no loss in kinetic energy. So there will be no loss in kinetic energy. And second one, inelastic collision. So this is the inelastic collision. So this inelastic collision here, generally how this elastic and inelastic occur. Why this energy is equal in elastic collision? Why total energy before and after the collision is equal, but in the case inelastic, KE1 is not equal. This is greater than KE2. It means after the collision, this value, what's the value here? KE1 half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square. This one. This is greater than this half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square in the case of inelastic collision. It means these two values are not equal. Why? Why these two values are not equal? We have to observe that. We have to discuss. The reason is generally all the collisions, they are inelastic. All the ordinary collisions are inelastic because due to the rough surfaces, the surface of the two objects. So two objects, they have rough surface. For example, ball. You take the bat. These two surfaces are rough surfaces, and there will be a friction when these two strike with each other. Hit the ball onto the wall, ground. Ground is a rough surface. Ball is also a rough surface. Take two coins, carom board coins, when they strike with each other. Carom board, that platform is a rough surface. Coin is also a rough surface. So due to the rough surfaces, friction acts between the two surfaces. When there is a friction, there is always a loss in energy. There is loss in velocity. Velocity is reduced. Therefore, when they strike with each other here, friction takes place. Due to that friction, an amount of kinetic energy is reduced. This is the reason why in ordinary collisions, like a ball bat, ball ground, and two ordinary coins, two ordinary glass marbles between two stones, any two objects. The kinetic energy, there is a loss in kinetic energy. Always there is a loss in kinetic energy. This is the reason why the first value Ke1 is always greater than Ke2. So what you have to do here, this one, we have to observe whether the kinetic energy is conserved or not. In the elastic collision, the kinetic energy is equal before and after the collision. Therefore, this is conserved. There is no loss. But in the case of inelastic collision, kinetic energy is not conserved. Kinetic energy before the collision is always greater than the collision, that is the kinetic energy after the collision. And the examples are here for elastic collision. Elastic collision always occurs between two smooth balls, smooth surfaces, and just like ivory balls, ivory surfaces, balls made with ivory. So ivory balls. So ivory balls, they have smooth surfaces. So the collision between the ivory balls and collision between two nuclei, these are the examples for elastic collision. Two nuclei are there between two atoms, the two nuclei, then elastic collision takes place. There is no loss in kinetic energy. Ivory balls, billiard balls, which are made of a smooth material, there is no friction. So these are the examples for elastic collision and inelastic collision. In elastic collision, always all ordinary normal collisions, all ordinary collisions are inelastic. Okay, so this is about the inelastic collision. And then what is this perfect inelastic collision? So here there is a loss in energy during inelastic collision. So energy is lost, but no loss in energy for elastic collision. During the elastic collision, no loss, but in elastic collision, there is a loss in energy. So now we have to go through this the third one, perfect inelastic collision. So here, during this perfect inelastic collision, the first object is moving and the second object is also moving, and first object and second object, they have the velocities here. So this is the velocity of the first object and u2 is the velocity of the second object. So u1 and u2. Here u2 is the velocity of the second object and m1, m2 are the masses here. So this is a special case of the collision. This is perfect, completely inelastic, perfect elastic collision. When they strike here during elastic and inelastic, first two types. So observe the first two types. Here they collide and separated. They move with different velocities. These two masses are separate. M1 and M2 are moving with different velocities here. V1 and V2. But in the case of perfect inelastic collision, they combine with each other like this. They collide and they stick with each other. So the one object is embedded stick into the other one and they move like a one mass here with a common velocity. So this is the velocity V, common velocity. This common velocity we denote with V. And this is the mass here m1 plus m2. This is perfect inelastic collision. So during the perfect inelastic collision, the two masses combined with each other and move as one mass with common velocity v here. So this is the example that bullet striking the target. When bullet strikes the target, wooden block like that one, and bullet will be embedded or stick into the target. So they move with common velocity. So this is the example for perfect inelastic. So I repeat once again here, let us have a revision. Elastic collision. During this elastic collision, kinetic energy before the collision half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square. This is the initial kinetic energy of the two masses before the collision, and we represent with ke1 equals to ke2, half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. This is called conservation of energy. Conservation of kinetic energy. This is. So if kinetic energy is conserved, then this is called elastic collision. If conservative energy, kinetic energy is not conserved, this is called inelastic collision. So during the inelastic collision, conservative energy is not followed. Conservation of energy does not obey, and there is a loss in kinetic energy. Always loss in energy is there. Ke1 is always greater than Ke2. All ordinary collisions are inelastic. And what about perfect inelastic? Perfect inelastic means after the collision, the two masses combine with each other and they have the common velocity. And here, about the kinetic energy, there is always loss in kinetic energy. So Ke1 is always greater than Ke2. So there is a loss in energy because they combine with each other, friction takes place and surfaces are rough surfaces. So there is always loss in kinetic energy. Yeah. So this is about the types of collisions. Girls,